come along, join me for a bit of a vlog today. I am headed to Novato, California. Let's get going. It's time to wait for the bus. Everything so far looks like it's on time for our 8:30 flight of departure.
We jumped on the bus, which connected to the Blue Line and headed to the airport.
The absolute chaos it was getting off of this train. But welcome to O'Hare, half the fun. We got off the train, now we're headed to go check in and print our boarding passes. We already checked in online, but gotta actually print the tickets. But the fun part this morning is that the flight that we're supposed to be getting on is coming from Minneapolis, or at least the plane is. And it hasn't left Minneapolis, and it's been delayed. Ready for security, more or less. It through security pretty easily, no hiccups there. Just a little bit of a line this morning. It looks like our plane won't arrive until 10 a.m. Oh, and we found our gate. It still says San Francisco's on time, and we'll board in 28 minutes. I'm not sure if there's a plane here or not. I think they moved some planes around, edited the plane maybe, or what specific one it was, and we may be boarding in 30 minutes. This plane didn't come from Minneapolis now, it came from Philly, so they really started moving planes around. Pleasantly surprised after thinking we were going to be delayed on this American flight to San Francisco, and now we're pre-boarding. Got everything scanned, now we wait in line on the jet bridge to actually get on the plane.
Touch the plane for good luck. Soon enough, we were all boarded, pushing off from the gate, and we were on the runway for takeoff. And make sure, if you haven't already, check out my review of this flight from O'Hare to SFO on American, and right now would be the perfect time to hit subscribe.
But for the reason why we are going to Novato is for another diving competition, similar to Croatia. It's going to be a handful of the same people. Brian's been to this pool 2 years ago to dive for a similar, if not the same competition. And so I decided to tag along. Why not get another flight review in? And I've never really been to California besides LAX, so I think this would be a nice little getaway vacation right after my other vacation. But with Novato, just because we aren't fully sure of Brian's dive schedule, what's practice and what's actual competition, a lot of things are up in the air for me. So we'll see what I actually get up to, just because I couldn't really plan this trip like I did with Copenhagen. We won't have too much time in San Francisco, possibly a little on our last day that we fly back. We might have a couple hours to kill in the actual city. Otherwise, Novato will be a little bit of a trek to get to, but I also don't mind going to an off-the-beaten-path place. That's kind of what Croatia was, but I think I will actually enjoy Novato a bit better than Croatia, just because I feel like with the college campus that the pool is at, I can at least wander around, explore, as well as the city seems to have a little bit more to it in comparison to Croatia. A lot more hiking trails, a lot more outdoorsy stuff. Granted, I don't know how much people actually do, but it should be a nice little weekend. And something that I found interesting is with TSA actually, and this may be a pre-check thing, it may not be. So I was under the impression that Brian and I were going to share just like a suitcase, which we are just because it's not that long of a trip. And I thought we were going to check it and actually have to go to like baggage claim afterwards to, you know, get it, and it'll be in the underbelly of the plane. But he decided at the last minute not to, which has all of my like liquids and toiletries in, which Brian didn't know that. He thought they were in my backpack. So TSA checked Brian's, like his own liquids, and that went fine, but then didn't say anything about the liquids in his actual suitcase. Like, they're not in a clear plastic bag, and I'm not fully sure if all of them are under the 3-ounce limit. I believe most of them are, but there's one or two that might be cutting it close, but they didn't say a thing to them. Is TSA doing their job? Questionable. Let me know in the comments below if TSA has ever let you get away with something like that on accident, I'm saying. Like, not purposefully, I don't need to know that. But if they haven't questioned you about extra liquids or improperly stored liquids that you find after the fact that you didn't do properly, not trying to intentionally get anything past them. That's not what I'm saying at all, or asking about.
Made it off the plane. Good to stretch your legs. The cleaning crew was already on the plane, working on like first class, and like the beginning of basic economy seats. Like, that's a very quick turnaround for cleaning if they're already on it before 80% of the passengers are even off. So they were trying to figure out how to leave the airport because it just kind of dumped us out and kind of said, fend for yourself. Luckily, we don't have to go to baggage claim because we don't have a baggage to claim, but they didn't even tell us where to go if we had baggage to claim. They couldn't give us like a carousel number anyway, which was kind of an odd move. Now we have a little bit of a game plan. We're not going to head to the hotel right away in Novato, just because if we have a couple hours to kill in San Francisco, let's go explore a little bit. So our plan is to take the air train, which will take us just like around to the different terminals so we can connect to the BART, which is the Bay Area Rail Transit something acronym. Basically, we're going to have a Barton coach reviews the BART train. No reaction.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm here all day. So that's our game plan, and then we're going to not go directly to the stop we need on the BART train. We're going to go one shorter and then visit the Castro district, which is like the LGBTQ historical bar, party, nightlife, even though it's 11 a.m. on a Thursday type of vibe. So happy to actually get to explore the city a little bit more than I thought I would have on this trip. I've been in a handful of airports, but that was probably the cleanest airport bathroom I've been in the States, which is kind of unheard of. Usually they're pretty gross, for the lack of better words, and that was actually like a decent, well-lit, clean bathroom. Kind of a ritzy airport as well. I guess I'm taking the blue line for the second time today. Definitely going to have to put on my little sweater thing I grabbed with me just because 61's a little cold today. I'm not living my California fantasy in this chilly non-summer weather. It's not raining, it's not snowing. I'll take what I can get. It was a very nice air train. Next up, I think we are trying to buy a Clipper transit card to get on the BART train, is what we're up to now. We are there, and we are traveling on the yellow line up to there. And we jumped on the BART train to head to the Castro district. And don't worry, I will have a full video going over San Francisco's public transit in the next couple videos, so stay tuned for that. But it was a great way to see the city and get to where we needed to go. But soon we made it to our station, hopped off the BART, and started exploring San Francisco. As for city architecture go, this is one of the more colorful cities that I've been in. I would say the only one that may come close is that everything in Japan is neon, just because it's neon lights. And the other one I would say would be Nyhaven in Copenhagen, where everything was very bright, like mustard yellows, deep reds, sunset oranges. But other than that, very colorful city. Much needed change from a lot of browns and tans and brutalist steel Chicago. I mean, Chicago's Gotham City for a reason. So I thought Chicago rent was high. On one of these polls, there was a rental offered that was a 2-bedroom garden unit for $5,000 a month. How do people live here? Damn, I thought the rent in Chicago was rough. The Castro district is very brightly colored, and everything seems very welcoming overall. And it's named after, I believe, the Castro Theater, right in the center of the district.
Did a little bit of shopping around. We like what we see. It's just the price point compared to Chicago's a little too high, so we decided to pass on buying any new clothing or swimsuits or anything like that today. Good stuff though.
The sidewalks throughout the neighborhood feature a bunch of different LGBTQ icons, advocates, and artists to be a constant reminder of those who came before us.
Even though we weren't successful in any form of shopping, I would say the neighborhood is 10 out of 10 vibes-wise, especially like midday on a Thursday. A lot of people still moving around. All the people working the shop wanted to talk to us. Just definitely would check it out if you're in the area.
And we were getting pretty hungry, so we stepped off the main road and found Mr. Hen's, which was a cozy rice and noodle shop. I opted to get a coconut water and admired the artwork on the walls. Brian and I started off with the chicken karage, always a nice go-to. And I got cow soy, which is a curry broth with strip steak and thick egg noodles, which exactly hit the spot. Brian got pork street noodles that comes with broth on the side.
Now we're off to the BART to grab a bus, to grab another bus to make it to the hotel. Should take us about an hour and a half-ish, give or take, to get to the hotel. We just need to be there by 6, which is like 3 hours away, to make our little meeting that we have to, so he knows when he dives.
And later in the day, we also jumped on a metro rail car.
So we just missed the bus we needed by a couple minutes. No big deal, there's always another one. But I would say this isn't a pretty bad view for a bus stop. That is San Francisco City Hall. And behind me is their giant public library as well. So since we missed our bus, we decided to walk along the route just because it's about 30 minutes until the next one, so we might as well get some sightseeing on foot in. Walking between bus stops, they do not lie about saying San Francisco has hills. Everything is uphill. Everything.
And that is where I'm going to wrap up the video here. We jumped on the bus headed to Novato, which will be the next video. So until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in Coach.